VTV Channel 6. Live high school football coverage in high definition. Presented by L&L Motor, Ashley Regional, The Advisor Group, Moon Lake Electric, Pilot Logistics, and Strata Networks.
We are broadcasting live in Roosevelt, Utah, Union High School and Cougar Field. What do they call this field? Is it Union Field or Cougar Field?
Cougar Field will work.
It's the home of the Cougars, the Union Cougars, who are playing their first playoff game today against North Sanpete. These teams are not strangers. North Sanpete coming in ready to play their second game of the week, second time meeting the Union Cougars this year, and we're bringing you the action live here on VTV. My name is Brian Baldwin, along with Brian Nielsen, and this is not only on VTV, broadcast live on HD 706 and Channel 6 here in the Basin, but also throughout the state. You can get it on strata.tv, also links through Utah High School Athletics Association and KSL. So we're broadcast worldwide in a lot of different ways, Brian.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here at Union High. Like I said, they met earlier this season and Union barely squeaked by with a 2-point win over Sanpete.
All right, kick return from the 6, a quick reverse. And look at this, nobody's in his way except for one North Sanpete Hawk, and he does push him out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Great return right there.
Number 23 that time, Nick Smith. You might see his number a few times tonight. He's a workhorse for the Union Cougars.
He scored, double-digit touchdowns. He scores usually 4 or 5 a game.
167 yards, or 67 carries on the year, 1,500 yards on the season.
All right, here we go with the doubles left, and with Winterton in the shotgun pistol formation, and he gives it off to Smith, who is down in the backfield, but there is a flag on the play.
Whole lot of Hawks on that pile.
We'd like to welcome those watching from North Sanpete who couldn't make the game up here today, watching live on their streaming network.
Yeah, what a great feature this is for bringing not only this local audience, but those people who can't make the trip. I wish I had had something like this in high school.
It is going to be, just a 2-yard loss and no penalty? So penalty waved off, 2nd and 12 for the Union Cougars. North Sanpete comes in today with a 4-7 record, already played 11 games. Like we said, this is their second game this week. They had to do the play-in game. You'll see both these guys at quarterback. Winterton, who is the quarterback, usually on passing downs. Of course, he'll hand it off right there like he does. Sweep right, and no yardage gained as the Hawks are all over that one.
Latui that time on the carry. Reading that like a book.
When you see the Wildcat formation with Nick Smith at the shotgun quarterback position, usually it will be a run. But Winterton will pass the ball, so you've got to be careful around Winterton.
3rd down and 13 for the Cougars.
It's a 3rd and 13 inside the Hawks territory. That's pretty much where the kickoff was returned to. Here's Nick Smith in the shotgun. And motion.
Horrocks in motion. Keeps it up the middle.
Nick Smith
scrambling for a first down.
Powerhouse. He gets 5 beyond the sticks. And he's got the Cougars down to the 26-yard line.
Breaks a couple of tackles. First down.
And what will happen is, when Nick Smith is in shotgun, like we see him preparing to do right here again, Winterton will actually sometimes go out and be a receiver. Doubles on each side, now motion again, and Nick Smith keeps it.
Try it again.
The Hawks doing a great job. They gave up that big run a moment ago, but they're doing a great job, 3 of the 4 runs already, in stopping this Cougars offense. 2nd and 12.
Lane Cook that time on the tackle, number 35, the senior for the Hawks.
So you can see Winterton coming back out. This game brought to you by L&L Motor. People you know, people who care. You can become their fan on Facebook, L&L Motor. Find them and like them. Be entered to win some cool stuff in their drawings. Winterton back at quarterback, trips left. Now he's going to keep it himself.
No
There's
time.
a holding penalty possibly on the play as a flag flies out. He does get beyond the sticks.
That's usually what it is, like you said, when a quarterback's scrambling like that. And 54 is beating himself up for the hold there. Jordan Gurr is attributed with the hold, unfortunately. Going to bring that back.
So what was a 2nd and 12 is going to be a 2nd and 22, so we might see some of Winterton's arm here. Of course, you know, a 3rd and 13. They weren't shy on 3rd down.
I was going to say that last one they tried to go for the pass formation and didn't have enough time. Winterton scrambling.
Okay, here's Smith. No, it's Winterton in the shotgun. Smith to his left.
He's got Smith back to keep him company.
Smith going off left. There's a swing pass. He's got some room to run. He's got 5 yards down to the 30, nearly breaking a tackle, but down about the 25. It's going to be a 3rd and 9.
Picks up 14 yards on the play.
Well, definitely in 4th down territory here. The ball spotted at the 25, 26-yard line.
And Nick Smith on the right side. See how far over he is.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to throw
to
here
the right side. They worked on this left side.
Now the swing pass on the right.
And hit hard.
Yeah, that's where the Hawks have done really well today.
85 that time. Talon Wanless.
So it is a 4th down. Looks like they're sending in a field goal kicking unit. Winterton is the field goal kicker as well. And so he's going to go 7 yards back. This will probably be a 42-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Winterton's got the leg. He's got multiple years experience kicking here for the Union Cougars. So on their home field, they're trying to strike first. Snap, everything beautiful on that, and it looks low.
Oh, it's
and
to the
it's
left?
left, yes.
Left.
Went left. You can see the shadow right there. It was pretty close to that goalpost. You can see the shadow, but it is wide left. No good by Winterton. So the Hawks take over, and they're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line.
At the 20-yard line.
Couple people to watch. Quarterback number 5, Brady Wheeler. He has got about 1,457 yards passing this year, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But another one to keep your eye on is Spencer Applegarth, 220 carries, 1,291 yards, just 5 rushing TDs. So you'll see number 5 under center and number 21 in the backfield. Just 1 receiver wide, double tights. Or 2 receivers on the right side, sorry.
Gives it to Applegarth at the middle that time. Gain of about 3 on the play.
So a quick 2nd and 7.
In on the tackle. Number 3, Corbin Bertot.
The Hawks have a well-balanced attack between running and throwing. It's about 50-50 if you look at the yardage. Averaging just about 18 attempts a game as Wheeler.
Second and 7 now for the Hawks.
2 receivers on the right this time. But look at that right tackle. He is eligible in that formation. Tight end being covered up.
Go to a pass. Oh, great job connecting. The ball comes loose. They're going to call it incomplete. I think that's Latui rocked him that time, number 18. You watch this on the LNL replay. He catches ball, threads the needle. Great pass.
Just a quick outrun by the inside slot receiver. He catches it. He is hammered both underneath. That'd be a chop block if they were blocking.
One high, one low.
Yeah. Wow. Great hit by the Union Cougars. It's now 3rd and 7 as that one drops incomplete. Doubles on each side. And in the backfield is number 40, switching over to the left side.
Wheeler in the shotgun this time. Looking for the hard snap.
Did they get him?
I don't think so. I think they called a timeout. Oh, there's a flag on the play. I think the referee threw the flag on the far side.
Offsides, Union. So that's another 5 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 now. That's exactly what you called it right there, the hard count. They get in that neutral zone. It's a flag. And so the Hawks doing really good right there on 3rd and 7 to try to draw them off sides. Why not try it again? It's 3rd and 2.
Get the first without even trying.
Here's the doubles formation again. Quarterback lefty. He's got a lot of room on that left side to run as the ball's between the hash marks. Straight drop back, though.
Looking to his left.
There he goes. He just needs the 2. He has the sticks and more. About 5 additional yards after the first down to the 35-yard line. He does not. If you look at this LNL replay, he sits back just for a 2nd and a half. He's just got 1 receiver he's looking at. He sees the parting of the seas right there. He's like, oh, I'm taking it. See ya.
Off to the races. Like I said, all he needed was the first. And he got it.
1st and 10 Hawks.
35-yard line. They might have had a rough start this season, you know, not nearly the record that the Cougars have coming in a nice game, but they're showing they're showing that they're going to come to play.
Regular I formation, just a straight blast up the middle, 2 yards. It's going going to be 2nd and 8.
Number 21, Spencer Applegarth.
That is Applegarth with the ball right there. You can see that they like to run between the tackles. That's one thing, sometimes watching some teams, and I'm not saying Union right now, but watching some teams lately, it seems like they've gone away from running between the tackles. They start in the shotgun. They have these option plays where if the defense gets pressure, you're already 5 yards back.
Yeah.
I like these plays where you chip away. Now it's not a 2nd and 10 or a 2nd and 15. It's 2nd and 8. Very doable, and another regular I formation.
2nd and 7.
They're between the
Applegarth.
tackles again. Look at that, another 5 yards.
Like you said, he's already hitting the line at full head of steam, so he's got nowhere to go but north and south. Like I said, too many teams go east and west, and they're spending so much energy to gain 1 or 2 yards.
Well, you can see those quick passes to Nick Smith on the Union side. We see that those have been successful because Nick's going up the middle, Nick's going right, Nick's going left. So if you're spreading it around, that's good. I think teams forget about that middle part, though, and that's what really can hurt them. So this is a breath of fresh air for me watching this North Sanpete team. Doubles left, singles right, no tight end.
Right up the middle that time.
And
I think they stuffed him.
Yeah, they did. They got 1 yard, but not the 2 they needed. The first down is at the 45.
86 with a carry that time. Austin Madsen, they try to give it to the big guy right up the middle, and they stuffed him hard. So that's going to bring up they bring in the punting team.
Just a quick give to that fullback, and that's where it helps to have a monster fullback. Sometimes they can push that pile, but I think Union knew what was coming right there. So North Sanpete is punting, and the Cougars sending a receiver back about the 18-yard line.
Horks back to receive. It's
he's
fake,
faking.
And he's got all the room.
He's got to get to the 45. Oh, there's a flag. Yes, he's knocked out at midfield, but there is a flag. And they will probably end up having a punt again because that may be a holding call. The offensive linemen were just keeping the defensive linemen from moving that way. Sometimes you got to grab some jersey.
Zach Lee that time. He's the backup quarterback and receiver.
I like that punting. Yeah, it is a hold. Darn it. I like that punting formation where, and the action where the punter kind of goes to the right, and he has the option to either rugby kick it or do that, or even pass. It looked like for a second he gripped it like he was going to pass that ball.
Man, though, on defense, I licked my chops every time that punter went in motion because he was live bait after that. He's protected if he stands still, but as soon as he moves out that, he's wide open.
Especially if you know he just only kicks one side. Yeah. Of course, you just send 2 blitzers on that side, and that's never going to happen.
High snap.
Punt
almost
is up.
Blocked there.
Oh, the punt's only landing at the 48 and going right out of bounds between the 47 and 48-yard line. Great field position for the Union Cougars to start their second drive.
Bringing some pressure was Brock Timothy. He knocked over his blocker and almost got a piece of that ball. Frazzled the kicker enough that he kicked it out of bounds about the 47-yard line. Cougars will take over. 1st and 10.
So we're just over halfway through this first quarter, 0-0 the score. And financial planning, benefit packages, insurance, or retirement plans, they have a specialized team to help you meet your needs. That's it. They're the Advisor Group, a great sponsor of high school football here in the Uinta Basin, the firm of firms. Look at that hit.
Winterton Morera dragging across the middle. That's in no man's land. Nobody wants to go across with those linebackers, but Winterton.
Check out this L&L replay right here. Here's the pressure. It looks like just it's just an underneath screen, and boom, nice hit by that defensive linebacker, whoever that is. And way to stay disciplined and not rush after that quarterback. 2nd and 10. Cougars
in the shotgun, looking to pass again. He's got pressure.
Ooh, that's where
he keeps his feet. Good job. And he continues to keep his feet.
He breaks the tackle.
My goodness.
1 more to beat. Let's see if it's a sprint to the finish.
Oh, and he's tripped up.
Dang.
Number 13 there, able to bring him down. Trey Sorensen.
Let's count how many broken tackles. Dropping straight back. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players missed the tackle. Then it's just a foot race. 6.
And 13.
7. The 7th finally got it by the shoelaces. 1st and 10, Union inside the red zone.
Giving it to Nick this time. On the far side, he has the speed. Oh, but he decides to cut it up.
Look at that. He's making 8 yards out of 3. Actually, that's a full 9 or 10 yards right there. Out of 3 yards, he's able to make that 8 or 9. Check this out.
That's why it's so nice to watch Nick. He knows just when to cut it up. When he's got the defense committed, whoop, cuts it back up. Looks like there's going to be a timeout on North Sanpete trying to slow down this marching Cougar side.
Yeah, they may have to. Do they have to measure, or they're not giving them the the first down. I believe it's going to be second and short. They're still trying to decide if it's going to be second or first down right there. But for those of you watching live on Strata Networks cable, 706 high definition or channel 6 regular def, also on the web, strata.tv. Strata Networks, a proud partner with VTV to provide this live coverage of high school sports. And we'd like to thank them for always supporting high school sports. It's fun to come to these games, and VTV spares no cost.
Oh, yeah. They produce a nice product here, and we'd like to thank all those people joining us from around the state, North Sanpete or others, tuning into this game to see what's going to happen in the playoff series here.
There's even a second game being streamed just 30 miles or so from here. Duchesne, defending 4-time champions of the 1A, they're hosting a home game against Kanab right now as well. So strata.tv, you can check out both streams.
Winterton comes out. Zach Roll in the quarterback position.
It's the wishbone shotgun pistol, whatever you want to call that. But Nick Smith's going to get a touchdown right here. Oh, look at that hit. He delivers in the end zone.
Well, number 10 for the Cougars that time, Everett Miller, ran his guy off, gave Nick Smith time, and it was too late by time
watch this
Miller.
hit right there.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but it's comical. 6 points there on the board. Winterton back in for the PAT. 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Well, we've told you about Nick Smith, 21 touchdowns on the year. That's just 8 games so far into the season.
No pressure at all. Kick is up and good, 7-0. 4 minutes left in this first quarter. I'm Brian Nielsen alongside Brian Baldwin. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Tonight's game, playoff game.
Wow, it's nice. You know, this is a perfect day. There's a slight breeze, which is not a big deal. You can see the flags moving around a little bit, but it's like the perfect temperature outside in Roseville, Utah today. Some of the people who reserved their spots with the blankets, they covered them up with plastic. The forecast said rain.
It was wet this morning when I woke up. Had a little bit of rain, but it blew off. It's a beautiful 1st of November here. You can't believe. I hope it holds for another month. I could do with that. But like I said, couldn't ask for better weather conditions. A little bit of wind now, blowing out those clouds.
Well, Western Petroleum, they were a big sponsor of UNA Basin Sports. They are now Pilot Logistics. Different name, same great company you can rely on. Also, check out their new DEF pump. Now operating at the Pilot Logistics card lock in Naples. Stop in and fill up with the convenience of the pump. Pilot Logistics. Great sponsor. We're glad that they're sticking around.
Applegarth and Glasgow back to receive. Nick Smith kicks it deep. It's going to go into the end zone.
Ooh, that got up in the strat. That's the way that the wind is blowing. You can see it got
a little bit.
All right, so kicking it out and starting at the 20-yard line for the Hawks on that touchback. So the Hawks coming out, they move the ball. They were moving it pretty successfully. It was just that holding penalty on the fake punt that kind of held them back. But this is their second drive of the game. They moved from about the 20-yard line up to the 45 before that holding penalty. So they moved about 25 yards that first drive. Let's see what they can do.
The first 8 minutes of that quarter was both sides hitting back and forth. So it wasn't for Winterton's big play there. They were pretty evenly matched. Oh, kind of a late hit.
They're not going to call that, though. That's a pretty good hit. But that's a good yard. See, what I'm talking about with between the tackles, they pounded between the tackles. Then every once in a while, you can definitely open up the field. Once you get a little over pursuit, that's the key of football. It's when you get players to think they know the play. They pursue so hard that way you can. Oh, another holding penalty. Oh wow, another
plagued with holdings. First down. It's going to be repeat first down here unless they decline it. They are going to accept it, so it'll be 1st and 20 now.
Wow.
On the 10-yard line.
Those and if you are a running team where you run through the tackles and 1st and 20 seems kind of
right at the 3:53 mark here in this first quarter.
So they may have to break open a few passes to get out of this situation. 1st and 20. They're going up the middle, but nothing there.
Up the middle. Like you said, they started to key on that. But like you said, it also opens up the outside now that they're keying on that tackle slot.
2nd and 20. We'll see a screen pass in the next 2 plays.
They smell safety. They're biting hard.
Yeah, they do. Let's see how many people they rush this time through.
Looks like they're starting with a three or four-man front.
You can listen to the Winterton brothers, Mark and Steve Winterton, the voices of
Just a three-man front right now. Wheeler under center.
All right, so 3-4, like you said. Doesn't look like they're sending. What?
Oh,
you can see them
here
creeping
comes
in from the outside backer.
Oh, he's coming in hard. But good offensive protection there. Oh,
sacked.
Kafusi. That's the Kafusi brothers that we know so well here.
And with a lefty quarterback, watch, you need to rush from his strong arm side and make him go the other way. He was lost. He definitely had to try to set his feet before he could throw anywhere, and he was going opposite of his natural arm, and so he loses the yards there. 3rd and 22.
Big play here for the Cougars. Hawks trying to dig out of a big hole.
Okay, so doubles. They're definitely in a passing formation.
The shotgun, Wheeler in the shotgun. Has double to the far. Double to the near. Waiting for that hard snap. Quick out. Oh, and just underthrows number 12 that time. Number 13, Trey Sorensen. Or 18, I couldn't see that number from here. Olsen.
Looked like he slipped down as that ball was thrown, but it was way underthrown in the L&L replay. This is not enough yardage to get a first down. And it just looked like maybe I couldn't tell what route he was running because he did slip down.
It was like a hook pattern. I thought he was going to go to Applegarth, who was going kind of in a flare to the outside.
So punting from his own end zone. And this one's up.
Away.
Boy,
takes
the Cougars are going to have
Cougar bounce that time.
Good field position again, starting just outside the North Sanpete 35-yard line. Another change in possession, Ashley Regional, where you can receive quality orthopedic services. They're at ashleyregional.com. Call them at 789-1820 for appointments. They've got places both in Vernal and Roosevelt. Ashley Regional, great sponsor of Basin Sports.
2:05 left in the first quarter. The score is 7-0 in favor of the hometown Union Cougars. Winterton the shotgun looking to pass, fakes it, airs it out. Oh, and he had his man beat, but just overthrows him. Number 10 that time, Everett Miller.
Almost looked like he was running in mud there for a second. Was he being held up? Let's see. The ball's thrown right at the moment he looks. Looks like he was being tugged just a hair, but I think that ball was way overthrown. He wouldn't have had a chance either way. So 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars.
Winterton the shotgun. Nick Smith keeping him company, sends Latui in motion.
And a give to Nick. Oh, wow. This is interesting. I want to see this on the replay. Watch how quickly the defensive linemen get in there. It's almost like the Cougars are trying to use that defensive lineman over pursuit or pressure. Look, it looks like they're just trying to create a hole by pushing them out. And that you take away 4 players if you can do that right.
Turpin there on the tackle there. Like you said, the quick defensive line.
If you can it's like a screen pass. If you can identify where the hole's going to be if you let them all go. Nick just runs through that. He's already beat 4 guys.
Ooh, and draws them all off. Looked like every one of the defensive line jumped on that one. So it'll be 3rd and very close to first, maybe 3 yards.
1:21 on the clock, and so I'm sure they want to score before this quarter's over. It's going to be a 3rd and 4 instead of a 3rd and 9. And doubles to the right and a single to the left. 1 tight end out there.
Nick Smith in the shotgun sends Latui in motion. Fakes to Latui, looking to pass. Nobody down. He decides to tuck it and run.
And more.
Oh, no. I was going to say he was going to run out of bounds. Decides to cut it back up.
So he's inside the 20-yard line. You can see this is a legit passing play call for Ty.
He's just covered right here. This is his go-to man right here, and he was just covered.
Just a quick post, and both the middle linebackers cutting off the inside of that post. The defensive back is on the backside, nowhere to go except to run it, but he's got the first down for the Cougars. The L&L Motor replay. Now I'm thinking about still that play with Nick Smith. You know, defensive linemen sometimes are taught either to just hit a gap or they're taught to hit the lineman and then read the play. And if you're just hitting a gap, those plays can work so well.
Horrocks, a double reverse. Oh, the ball comes loose.
And it's recovered by
North Sanpete.
45 seconds in the quarter, and
So-
we've got another change of possession.
It went from Horrocks to Latui, and almost like Latui didn't know the ball was coming to him.
Yard line.
So he tried. Well, he does get it right in his breadbasket, but just pops out.
Squirts out. Instead of just sitting in his belly, it looked like maybe there's a little additional push. Here, take it, hurry. I got 3 guys right after me.
Today's game's being broadcast live on VTV.
Unfortunately, that's a turnover down. So fortunate if you're a North Stampede fan. But 1st and 10 now on the 26-yard line
Blu-ray copies of today's game are available by
on
contacting
North Stampede.
VTV Channel 6.
Moon Lake Electric, in operation since 1938. They've been a fan and supporter of VTV Sports as long as I can remember. Moon Lake Electric. Look at the long pass.
Airs it out. Latui. Oh, he brings it down. I think he's out of bounds, though.
Is he in?
No,
Yeah,
he's
they're
out.
calling it out. The back ref was more on the ball
Yeah.
than that side judge was. The side judge was not making any motion.
He was waiting until he got there to see if the back judge was going to call it or not.
This is a good play. Sometimes you got to give yourself a little bit of room behind you on that sideline.
Nice catch.
But if
Give him
if
props
Latu-
just for that.
yeah, if Latui was kind of inching him out, that's great defense. I couldn't tell what he was doing there, but he definitely had no room to come down with his feet and catch that ball. So 2nd and 10 now for the Hawks. This may be one of the last plays of the quarter. Another give off the left tackle for 5 yards.
Number 21. That's
Applegarth there. Gain of about 4 on the play. Yeah, this will be 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
4 yards on the play.
He really had to work to get those 5 yards. 3rd and 5. Maybe a long 5, almost 6. 15 seconds
Say,
and
it doesn't
counting.
look, yeah, they're just going to call. They're just going to go to the sideline. As we take a timeout here, the score is 7-0 in favor of the Union Cougars. We'll be right back with the start of the second quarter.
Are you a busy mom like me with so little time, juggling so many different things that getting your oil changed is the last thing on your mind? You won't believe this. Head to L&L Express Lane. You don't need an appointment. There's a place for your kids to play, and you can use an iPad with Wi-Fi while you wait. And here's the best part. It's all done under 30 minutes or less. Come and see us at L&L's Express Lane. People you know. People who care.
Strains and sprains are common injuries, especially when exercising or playing sports. Falling, twisting, or getting hit can cause a strain or a sprain. Symptoms may include pain, swelling, or being unable to move a joint or muscle. Treatment usually begins with resting the injured body part and applying ice to reduce pain and swelling. Severe strains or sprains may require more extensive treatment, including surgery or physical therapy. For more information on strains and sprains, visit our website at ashleyregional.com.
Welcome back to Roosevelt and Union High School, where the Cougars have a lead over the North Sanpete Hawks, 7-0. North Sanpete with the ball and a 3rd and long 5, almost 6 yards. Wheeler under center and a quick pitch. Is that Applegarth? No yardage right there.
Horrocks coming in hard. Bertosh was showing blitz. Applegarth gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down. They'll bring in the punting team.
So with the clock rolling at 11:40, the Hawks are ready to punt to start the second quarter.
Everett Miller back to receive. Horrocks is the one we usually see back there. They made some changes here. Late in the season, Miller back to receive. He's going to punt this one right away. Miller.
That's his best punt of the
fair
day so
catch.
far. Oh, he's going to lose
no,
that. I knew he was going to
no,
lose
no.
that.
That sun was right in his eyes.
He lost that, and I knew he was going to. Once the ball was not even, you could tell it was going over his head from our point of view, and he waved it off.
Just let it go if it's
Wow.
over your shoulder like that.
Yeah, this is definitely the best punt of the day. 10, 20, 30, and 42 yards in the air. And the wind is blowing that way as well. Keep that in mind. And so the
Hawks looking good now.
they are in Union Cougar territory, 1st and 10 with the clock stopped at 11:13. Doubles right, single left.
Best field goal or position they've had all game here.
Quick throw. That's called a laser screen. 5 yards, if not a little bit more. Looks like maybe 6.
Trey Sorensen.
6 or 7 yards right there. 2nd and 3.
Several Cougars in on the tackle.
The key to those screens is making sure you get that offensive tackle out there to lead block and that receiver on the outside to also block. Make sure that it creates a little hole right there so that receiver can – you see that in the NFL all the time now. On the right hash, doubles right. They're all squeezed together. Give up
Wheeler
the middle.
giving it to Applegard, but he's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage there.
May have gotten 1 yard is all, but it's going to be 3rd and 3.
48, Paul Kafusi there on the tackle, senior.
10:25, clock rolling. Yeah, just leaning forward. That's where I do like going between the tackles. If it's stuffed, and when you're doing that shotgun option, you're losing 4 yards. There, at least they're gaining a yard. 3rd and 3, and they're just outside the red zone. Probably 4 down territory. Imagine they'll probably continue to pound the ball right here, see if they can get a first down.
Don't know what their kicker looks like. They may be able to put at least three on the board.
They're going with the hard count. Union's not going for it.
Applegard.
Oh, quick stop. Look at that.
Good pass.
Yep.
Little hook pattern there. Number 1, Jake Hadley with the reception that time.
Watch the outside receiver. He just goes up. The defensive back is off, so he stops 5 yards. Boom, nice, quick throw. Defensive, what was that, the outside linebacker, a little bit late right there in that zone coverage.
Jake Hadley for the North Sanpete Hawks, known for his defensive. He's had 48 tackles on the year and 2 interceptions, so he knows how to use those hands.
9:39, clock rolling. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Same formation. This time fullback.
He's up to the fullback. Big 68 or 86 that time. Madsen, Austin Madsen.
Never go wrong with 4 yards on first down. Oh, look at him fight, too. He's fighting for that extra yardage right there. North Sanpete knows they need to respond right now.
2nd and 6 now. Ball spotted about the 12-yard line as they bring the play in. 9 minutes left in this second quarter of play. Cougars leading 7-0. Wheeler under center. Looking for that quick.
There's a laser. Did you see that juke?
Yep.
That's what you rely on with those screens. Quick pass, making a quick decision which direction you're going to go. And it's a first down.
Well, that defensive has got to tighten up in this red zone. They can't give them the pad that they've had before. And they know they bid on it. And like I said, that quick juke is all you need to get the first down.
5-6 yards just on a quick pass right there. That's, you know, you'll hear the NFL commentators always say that is an extension of the running game. 8:30, clock rolling. 1st and goal for the Hawks.
Ball spotted at the 5-yard line. As Wheeler brings the boys up to the line of scrimmage. He's under center. He's an Applegarth in the backfield.
Watch that tight end.
Talon Wanless is giving it to Applegarth. He has a lead blocker. And they punch maybe a yard.
Oh, he's up to the almost one side's marking him to 2, one side's got him to 3. We'll see where they're spotting this one. The guys look at both directions like, which one do I go?
We'll split the difference.
This is now about the 3-yard line, so that was 2 yards run right there. So right in the middle of the field, they've got both sides they can work with. 7:47, clock rolling.
Big second down now.
See if they keep going up that middle. Doubles left. See how wide they are? I wouldn't be surprised if they go up.
That right side.
Yep, the other
Applegarth
direction.
the sweep. Oh. Number 13. I think they brought him down just shy that time.
Yeah, now watch how extra wide the slot receiver is. And they do that to try to steal defenders away. Look where he is. And then they sweep to the other side. But Union played that really well, nearly getting the tackle at the 8-yard line. So a 3rd and goal from the 1. 7:28, clock stopped.
I imagine they'll give it to that big 85 up the middle. But we'll see what they have.
Union's packing that box one-on-one on the outside. A quick slant maybe? Nope.
Onless up the middle.
And he's got the touchdown. Touchdown Hawks.
Talon Wanless with the carry. Senior, 6'1", 240. He's got a lot of beef on him. It's hard to stop that guy.
That's about me. Did you say 240?
240.
6'1", that's me. That's me right there. That's how big I'd be out there. Except for he's probably in a lot better shape than I am. All right, so 7-6, the score, 7:25 in the second quarter. Hey, we're getting an update from Duchesne. Duchesne was down 7-0 early, had responded with a 7-7 score, and now Duchesne has a lead 13-7, and this game now is tied 7-7. So we've got two teams here in the Basin that are highly ranked in their divisions, and we're checking both out. You can watch them both at strata.tv, or if you're watching one on Strata Cable right now, 706, that's us. You can watch one on your computer as well, strata.tv. And we'd like to thank the watchers from all over the state, KSL links or Utah High School Activities Association links, and even the National High School Association, whatever their official name is. But
we're big time.
They're all watching us, and it's great because this is going to be a great game. The first time these two teams matched up, 23-21, second game of the season, and now here they are in the playoffs for a do or die.
Well, tonight's game brought to you by L&L Motor. People you know, people who care. Become a fan like us. L&L on Facebook. To be entered for drawings. They are giving away a car at the end of the high school season. So throughout all the different school sports you can put in for this drawing, it's a nice looking, what is that, Ford Focus?
Is that what that is?
It's nice.
Oh, that's the one they're giving away over there, huh? That is nice. Is that the Union Cougar? Is that like a Cougar paw?
I think so. Scratches included.
Awesome. North Sanpete kicking off 7-7 the score. Look at that squib kick.
They want to keep away from Nick Smith, but he will receive it about the 15-yard line.
He was pretty close to breaking that, but he just gets to the 34. He just had one guy to make a juke and keep full speed, but somehow he got slowed down a little bit.
He just lays his shoulder.
Let's watch the L&L replay. He's on the right side. They're trying to keep him over there, but watch. Right here, he just makes. Somehow he just slowed down a little too much.
By his own player.
Yeah. But first and 10 for the Cougars at their 34-yard line.
Winterton, the shotgun. Nick Smith in the backfield. He's got Marrera to the near side.
Handoff.
Nick Smith to the far side. Cuts it up. Shakes the first tackle. He's got one to beat. Oh, he just runs with him. Tries to strip the ball, and he continues to run. My goodness. He's off to the races. 53 just can't catch him.
Touchdown.
We got to watch this L&L replay here. What a great job. They try to go for the strip, and he just rips away from it and just pulls away from the pack.
Well, it's just a quick sweep to the left for a 66-yard touchdown. Okay, there's one guy who had a hand almost on him. Another juke right there. That's two.
Right here, number one tries to go for the strip, runs with him for a while.
Yeah, look. Oh, you shouldn't have gone for that strip. You should have held him up and waited for your other three guys to come help like they're going to. And then he just had to outrun the defensive lineman right there and for a touchdown. So the Union Cougars responding quickly on one play, and it's 13-7.
65-yard run.
And kick is up and no good. So 13-7. We've got identical Basin scores. 13-7 here, 13-7 with the Duchesne Eagles.
That'll definitely help Nick Smith's average. Like I said, 70 yards a pop. He's got 1,500 on the year. He averages 9 yards a carry and 21 touchdowns.
And that 21 is spread across just, 10 games? 9 or 10 games. And I'll tell you what, that's over 2 touchdowns a game. And we've seen him, you guys were here with the Uinta game as well. We've seen him score 4 or 5 in a game. What he's doing in North Sanpete right now is what we've seen Nick Smith do all year.
Yeah. We'd like to thank also the advisor group, financial planning, benefits package, insurance, and retirement plans. We have a specialized team to help meet your needs. We are the firm of firms. If you need any financial planning or insurance here in the Uinta Basin, namely Vernal, go contact the advisor group.
Union getting ready to kick off 7:02, second quarter here at Union High School, Roosevelt, Utah. For those of you watching from North Sanpete's area, thank you for watching. I know we're sharing the stream with your communications group down there. Received at the 5.
Guard there on the 5. Right up the middle, that wedge is open.
He's got room, look at that.
To the right side.
30.
He's got Winterton to
40,
beat.
50-yard line just inside the Cougar territory. North Sanpete coming out wanting to respond as well.
Winterton and Bertosh that time saving the touchdown from Applegarth.
This is just a good setup. You see that they do the old-fashioned wedge. I love North Sanpete's approach right here. Look at that wedge. They just have the guys go up and block whoever they can, and the kick returner just reads. You don't see many wedges anymore either.
Nope.
So 49-yard line is where they're putting this ball.
First and 10 for North Sanpete. Brady under center.
Doubles left, tight end on the right.
Applegarth leaning forward. He's going to receive the ball, gain about 2 on the play.
That's okay. First and 10 now is 2nd and 8. 6:42 clock running.
Gain of 2 on the play. Number 48, Paul Kapusi.
Dallas Larson, the lead blocker.
Look at those flags. You can see how hard the wind's blowing here.
It's picking up. They said a cold front's coming in. It was nice and pleasant this morning, nice and warm, even though it was a little overcast and rainy. But it's blown out. They said it's going to get cold.
Wow. Wind blowing to the north. And that's the direction North Sanpete's going. Second quarter here.
Brady under center.
Typical I formation.
Pitches it to Applegarth. Shows the cut up, but Red. Great job by Everett Miller that time for the Cougars.
Applegarth should have cut this back up the middle. His blocker was there, and if he would have read that instead of trying to go back around him to get even further outside, he would have had some yardage here. Watch number 85, his lead blocker, the fullback. Just read that block right
just
there.
went right off his hip and cut it up.
And you wouldn't have lost so many yards if you would have just gone right back up. But he did lose 3 yards, and the ball is right at midfield. Third and 11 for the Hawks.
Brady bringing his man up to the line of scrimmage. Under center.
Power I.
He's got the big 86. Madsen up the middle.
Going the other direction, throw, and it's picked off. No.
Oh, very close.
Looks like it was
number 1, Jake Hadley.
Well, I was
it a halfback pass then? Because Applegarth's the one that.
Yeah, it was a halfback pass, just a sweep to the right, and I thought that was going to be picked off, but I think that wind again took it because even number 13 for Union jumped up and it went over his head. And so I'm a little surprised that that ball just kept carrying, but then again I'm not because look at the flags.
Yeah.
They're blowing north.
Punting team in. We have number 10 back to receive again. Everett Miller. Showing the fake. Around the far side, he will kind of.
There's the rugby style.
Yeah.
You'll do this when you're punting from the 50.
Great roll. Is it going to roll in?
Yes, it is. Look at that wind.
Oh, almost.
That wind. I'm not saying the wind affected it when it was on the ground, but the wind definitely affected it when it was in the air and kind of gave it an extra little thrust. Watch this ball. It doesn't really look like all that strong of a kick.
No, he's trying to keep it away.
But it bounces at the 20 and just keeps going faster and faster.
Oh, look at him run, number 2, trying to catch that ball right before he makes it in.
And it wasn't end over end. It was just like rolling a bowling ball is what it was.
Atkinson trying to get that ball, but they're going to bring it out to the 20. They'll mark it there. 1st and 10 now for the Cougars. Winterton the shotgun. Nick Smith. Back. He's going to give it to Nick Smith. Rolls for maybe 2.
Oh, he's just back to the line. Maybe a half yard right there. I wonder if Union's going to go a little bit conservative and just try to run out this clock and score right before the half.
4:53 left in this quarter. Score 13-7 favor of the Union Cougars. North Sanpete, they're hosting here at a playoff game. See who will advance. Latui to the near side. He's got Morera. Winterton in the shotgun. It's showing Nick Smith right up the middle again.
Hey.
North Sanpete looking tough.
Maybe a little too conservative for 2nd and 9 right there because it's going to be 3rd and 8. Just to give up the middle, but the Hawks are pretty stout up there. This is where you may let Nick either run it somehow, do a swing pass with him right or left, or let him go right or left. I don't know if this middle is going to be open.
We've seen in previous game, Herrera's got a good set of hands too. He can catch. Looks like Winterton in a double-double formation. They will go to pass.
The swing, but nope, they're looking downfield.
Oh, he's got him open, but he throws it behind him. I was going to say Latui was asking for it. He goes to Miller.
Just on a post pattern, you can see number 18 for North Sanpete come in and just swipe that ball away.
Everybody ends up in the same spot on the field and brings all the defenders to the same. Yeah, Latui asking for it right there. All the defenders bringing, 2 guys there running the same pattern. So I'll bring up 4th down, a punt.
3:54 clock stopped on the incompletion. And so North Sanpete, right where they punted it, is where their receiver is going to get this ball.
Into the wind. It's going to go straight up and almost hit the mascot.
That's about the, it should be about the 33-yard line. And they're marking it off, doing what referees do. Oh, that's a horrible spot.
Kind of go up.
I'm right on the angle where that ball was. That's a horrible spot. But anyway, not a very good punt there by the Union Cougars. It just is 15 yards.
Great
15-yard punt.
Great field position, though, for North Sanpete as they'll take over 1st and 10, 37-yard line. The clock's right at 3:48. Stop. The score 7-13 in favor of the Cougars.
There you go. Doubles right. See if they keep running. Now, oh, no. It was a run play. You know that because the receiver's blocking, but now they lose 5 yards.
Sorensen and Horrocks having their own little game over there. Everybody else just kind of turned and looked at them, and they were over there blocking each other.
Well, think about this game. Think about it from North Sanpete's point of view. Union's run up and down the field a couple times. They just stopped them, and they're only down 6. And if North Sanpete can somehow run out this 3 minutes and have a good, steady drive, they're going to go into the halftime locker rooms with the lead.
Yeah.
Long snap count there.
Applegarth to the far side. He's got a lead blocker. Doesn't cut it up.
Oof.
Oh, finally gets out of bounds about the 40-yard line.
There's a Cougar slow to get up, but it looks like he's okay. Union, look at the pursuit on this. Look at this. Everybody pursuing. Oh, man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Union Cougars I can count that are just perfect position. And when I mean perfect position, there's some that are right on the ball, some that are trailing to prevent the cutback, some that are 10 yards down the field, in case he does break a tackle. So that's perfect pursuit by the Cougars.
2nd and 12 now on the 40-yard line. 3:40 left in this second quarter. Brady under center.
Let's see what they do.
Dallas Larson and Applegarth in the backfield looking to pass.
Post pattern.
Just overthrew him that time, trying to connect. Number 84 that time, Trent Seeley. He had his man, he just was overthrown by Brady that time.
Yeah, you can see oof. If that receiver didn't do such a skinny post and come down a little bit and that ball was on the spot, I think that could have been a pretty good pass play right there. They going to go for it? Yep, they are.
Third.
Oh, is it just third?
12, yeah. 3rd and 12. Brady under center again. Applegarth and Larson under center. Looking to pass quick out. He's hit right by Latui right as he catches at 81 there with the 7 Serrano.
That's a 4-yard gain, so it's going to be a 4th and 9. Now this is where they probably will go for it. Why punt from the 39 when you're only going to get 18 yards if it goes out of the end zone again?
Yeah, and you're not going to give them terrible field position left. 3:13 left in the second.
Clock's running. L&L Motor Replay. We love those replays.
This game also brought to you by Ashley Regional Medical Center, where you can receive quality orthopedic surgery or services and surgery. You can find them at www.ashleyregional.com.
All right, going with the trips. Wheeler a little bit deeper in the shotgun this time.
Getting pressured hard.
Look at that. This is where the Cougars are they're just clawing and waiting till that ball snap because they know it's got to be a pass play. And
Weston Horrocks coming in hot.
Let's see, two blitzers and the 3 linemen and 3 of the, all of them get in there.
All of them getting in there.
There's only one still being blocked right there. So of the 5 people they rushed, 4 are in there on the quarterback. That quarterback did not have a prayer. So 1st and 10, Cougars with 2:46 in this second quarter, and the lead 13-7.
They can march down here. They got plenty of time. They can march down and put 6 more on the board, go for a 2-point and even things up and really take the wind out of North Sanpete's sails right before the half. Latui in motion. Nick Smith right up the middle, not going anywhere with Nick Smith. They might want to explore other options in their playbook. At least not up the middle with him, because that defensive line for the North Sanpete is just too tough right now.
So 2nd and 10 as there's nothing there.
Not seeing a lot of timeouts. We might see some from Coach Labrum here as the clock marches down, closing in at the 2-minute mark, 2:16 on the clock. Winterton in the shotgun.
Watch the slot. Okay, I knew it was going to move because where he was located.
Horrocks, it sends Nick Smith right up the middle again.
Look at that. North Sanpete Hawks are doing an awesome job containing Nick Smith right now.
Zach Lee there for North Sanpete. And on the tackle. Bring up 3rd and 9.
Clock's still rolling.
Like I said, I'm surprised Labrum hasn't called any timeouts. But they're in no hurry. They know they have the lead. They just more interested perhaps in not giving the ball back before the half.
Probably a passing situation here.
Nick Smith looking downfield.
There's that pass.
Hits Latui in the hand.
That's the route that he wanted earlier. This time it just is dropped.
Trey Sorensen on the coverage. Good job.
If you look at this pass play, it's a post and then a corner, so it's like a scissor route. The outside guy is going to do a post. The other guy is going to come underneath, or actually Latui went over the top, and then the outside receiver went to the post. And if it's man-to-man, that could create some natural picks. The only legal pick in football is if you can make the two defenders run into
each other.
Yeah.
Winterton.
And
look at that wind. It just stopped it in midair.
Oh, wow. That wind is crazy. And it's kicked around and
finally goes out.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You can see the wind on this play. I don't know if we've got a good angle from that up-top camera or whatnot, but that ball went straight up. It had some trajectory south and then just stopped. It just stopped. Watch it go up, and then it just stops right there at the 40.
Is the ball not spotted right here at the initial contact, right there?
No, because North Sanpete could actually still pick it up and advance it. And if it actually went forward to North Sanpete's side.
Yeah, that's where they spotted it, where it went out of bounds. It was farther to North Sanpete's
they
advantage.
Give North Sanpete that extra yardage. That's why you have to pick up the ball and hold it until the ref blows the whistle.
1st and 10 for North Sanpete. Brady in the shotgun.
122.
Dallas Larson in the backfield.
Look at that
Offer
throw.
Protection, airs it out.
He's held. That's a PI. There it is, the flag right there. The back judge didn't get that. That side judge had to call it because the back judge did not get it, but he's holding on to his hand.
We'll have to look at this replay. It looked like it was almost on the offensive side.
No, the offense has the offense has the position. He's holding his hand right there. Oh. He's holding his hand, holding him from running that route. And so that was
the back judge didn't see it. It was called by the far line judge.
Yeah, well, the ball was in the air, so it really should be a PI. Is the holding 15 yards as well? It looks like they're giving him 15 yards. Either way.
First.
Holding or PI?
I think it was holding because it was only a 10-yard penalty.
Well, that's what they called, but I would have given that a PI just because the ball was in the air. So 1:15 clock stopped, and North Sanpete with a first down. Strata Networks giving you this stream, strata.tv, and a proud sponsor of VTV Sports. They make sure that we have
low snap, bobbled and hit hard.
Oh, look at the Cougars just pounce.
55 there.
Pouncing on that hawk, knocking his feathers off.
Man, Carson Lamb comes in and just puts a lick on him. That was a bad snap, and he paid for it.
And they're setting up the screen, too. Look at that. They're setting up the screen, and if that snap's good, I mean, you're trying to get these Union Cougars when they're over pursuing to set up a screen behind them and take 5 people automatically out of that play.
I didn't catch. They got a timeout on the play. We're at 1:06 left in the second quarter. The score 13-7 in favor of the Union Cougars. We go ahead and take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Tired of fast food insurance plans? At the Advisor Group, we specialize in financial planning, retirement, life, health benefits, home, auto, and commercial insurance. We are your one-stop firm that delivers the solution for your personal and professional needs. The Advisor Group, service you will recognize.
For 5 years. Hey, we're back here at Union High School in Roosevelt, Utah. It's going to be a 2nd and 13 on that sack, fumbled snap sack, and the Hawks have the ball at their own 44, back to throw.
Weston Horrocks throwing pressure.
Oh,
he has a guy open, but he overthrew him.
Wide open.
Trent Seeley. Brady having a hard time completing any of these passes tonight.
Can we blame that one on the wind? I mean, they're throwing with the wind. But this you can't be even more open than this. This is just a post. I mean, deep post pattern, and he was behind the linebacker, and the cornerback was, hugging the sidelines there.
A lot of pressure too. 1:01 left in the clock. 3rd and about 14 for the Hawks. Big 3rd down here for the Cougars. They can stop them. They can get it back and have 1 or 2 more strikes at the end zone.
Look how tight the cornerbacks are playing.
Oh, look at this, 85. in the backfield. Showing protection, looking to pass.
Oh, man.
Weston Horrocks and Trey Sorensen wrapping each other up.
Just a deep out pattern. And I'll tell you what, that receiver played it well. He just goes up, makes the contact, then turns to the right. Oh, that ball's just overthrown. That's a good play call by the Hawks. Any other upper league in football, college or NFL, those are the pass plays that they live on. You can't appreciate it in the NFL until you're actually at the game. TV doesn't always show it. But it's a timing route. You know, you see that guy, before he even makes that turn, you know what yard line he's going to throw it at.
Not much. He gets away from the ball. Takes a great bounce, though. Like I said, whether it's the wind or just the roll on that ball, goes down to the 11-yard line. Watch this receiver. I don't know if we're going to get a replay on the L&L replay, but it was almost picked up. Look on this right side, this corner. Number 7 almost picks the ball up, but then thinks better of it and rolls past him. But he could have saved his team 20 or 30 yards by picking that ball up.
It's so unpredictable when that ball's spinning like that off a punt. You don't know how it's going to come off.
Corners are not known for their hands either. Yeah. I can speak from experience. You knock the ball down, but you don't catch it. 1st and 10 now for the Cougars.
They're just going to, it looks like they're going to run it out. 44 seconds. The wishbone shotgun pistol, whatever you want to call it.
Now right up the middle, Nick Smith.
One broken, 2. Nope, he's going to be wrestled down. Oh, there goes the flag. You saw that. That was way after the play.
The ref from 55 late hit there. The ref's looking for the flag and pulling his underwear up instead. Right here it comes in. Boom.
Yeah, that's you don't do that. You don't do that. Right in front of a ref when you know the play's over. But, you know, let the scoreboard speak. That's one thing that you get. It's one thing. It's easier to say up here in the booth than it is down there. But it is a personal foul, and this is actually going to send the Cougars halfway back to the end zone. So North Sanpete may be able to tee off a little bit right here.
30 seconds, 36 seconds left. They should be able to take a knee.
Yeah, they'll probably just kneel it here.
Don't risk the safety here.
Well, where that penalty was called at the 20, halfway is the 10. And it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Cougars.
Down, ball at the 10-yard line.
They bring the play in.
Well, the way the Cougars were marching up and down the field, you almost thought this game was going to get out of hand. But this game is well within reach for the Hawks. And that's one thing they should take into the halftime locker room is that this game can be theirs. Here's that wishbone.
Hard snap there. Zach Roll gives it up to Nick Smith up the middle.
And that's probably going to be it. Let's see, 16, 15, 14.
That'll be it.
They're going to call them all off.
No reason for a timeout here. They'll pull their helmet.
Here they go. So that's the end of one half. Here on VTV, we've got Union Cougar. Did they call a timeout?
No. No, 55's penalized for.
Nope, now they're running the clock.
He's 55 ran off with his helmet off.
Yeah. Oh, his helmet came off, so he had to leave the field. You're right. But they are calling everybody off. So it's 13-7. Union, just a missed PAT, point after touchdown, is pretty much why it's 13. So 2 touchdowns to 1. We've got an exciting second half coming your way, but before then, there is plenty of halftime entertainment. Thanks for joining us on High Definition 706 or Channel 6 Regular Definition Strata Cable. Also throughout the state and throughout the country on the Utah High School Activities Association website, KSL, and others, and those down in North Sanpete. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. It's a heck of a game. We'll be back with second half action in just about 15 minutes.
Moon Lake Electric has been a staple in the basin for 75 years. And though many things have changed through the years, one thing stays the same: our dedication to keeping the power on and our priority of doing that safely. We now have a Facebook page, which can be accessed through our website, allowing you to receive energy tips, outage reports, personnel changes, and feedback. Moon Lake Electric thanks its members and employees for 75 years of keeping the power on.
Hey, Uinta Basin, the DEF pump is now operating at the Pilot Logistics Card Lock in Naples. Come fill your tank at super low prices with the convenience of a pump. Pilot Logistics continues to provide card lock services, bulk fuel, lubes and oils, just as they did when they were Western Petroleum. The new DEF pump is at the Naples location. Here at Pilot Logistics, we are still your neighbors working hard to serve you and invite you to call 789-1832 for more information about all of the services offered by Pilot Logistics.
Great job, USX cheerleader.
VTV Channel 6. Live high school football coverage. Presented by L&L Motor. Ashley Regional. The Advisor Group. Moon Lake Electric. Pilot Logistics. And Strata Networks.
Brian Baldwin, Brian Nielsen up here in the booth. And what a game we have here. And by an identical score just down the road, Duchesne is leading Kanab 13-7. Both these teams hoping to play at Weber State next Saturday in semifinal action. Then if they win those games, then they will again follow each other down to Southern Utah University. So taking a look at the replay, of course, it doesn't hurt to have a big kickoff return. This time it was a reverse. Look at this, to the 30, the 40, no one even catching up or touching him until about the 45, 40-yard line right there.
Drug out of bounds again.
Nick Smith
around the outside.
Sprint to the corner and delivering a hit there.
Exclamation point.
There you go, Nick Smith. Check this out, 64 yards.
Yeah, number 1 going for the strip. Taken out by number 35, trying to come in with the tackle. And then he's off to the races.
Boy, Nick Smith has sure had some moments in that first half. It seemed like Union got a little conservative, though, toward the end. Another big kickoff return, this time North Sanpete.
Applegarth out to the right side. Winterton brings him down.
Cross midfield, giving them great field position. And another swing pass to the left. But defensive highlight right here for the Union Cougars. Watch that wedge form, the old-fashioned double wedge.
Right another Applegarth kicks out to the right side.
Now this is, it looks like another replay of that kick return. Now North Sanpete again ready to kick return here as you see another highlight of the Union Cougar
big defensive play.
So kicking against the wind right now is the Union Cougars. We have a fresh 12 minutes on the clock, 13-7 Union with the lead. Look at that ball. It's going to stop at the 15.
Weather definitely playing a factor now in this game.
Nowhere to go. There were 3 Cougars. He nearly broke past them, but 3 Cougars right there on the prowl.
Gasco on the reception that time. On return for a couple yards. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line.
First down, and they're on 23-yard line.
All right, so that took 5 seconds, 11:55, third quarter clock, and let's see what adjustments North Sanpete made. I'd like to see them hit some of their passing plays. That quarterback just seemed to overthrow, so he's got to compensate for the wind. But continuing to pound between the tackles.
Applegarth hit hard by Horrocks at number 55 that time.
He's met by some Cougars, really.
Trying to just go off tackle, and he has the ability to cut it in or out depending on the blocking scheme as we see the L&L Motor replay.
Second and 10 now for the Hawks.
Some of these shots, the weather looks a little nasty.
Yeah, that wind, like I said, it's picking up. Tale of two cities here. That first quarter was beautiful.
Starting to become overcast. 2nd and 10. Up the middle. There he breaks it. Look at that. 35, 40, 45, up to maybe the 46-yard line.
Blocked well by the Hawks. Big play. Picks up 23 yards.
Dry.
23-yard run right there. Look at this. He just, I mean, this is between the tackles. A nice block on the second layer right there. The linebackers breaking it open. Just that safety comes up and is able to wrap him up. So at the 45-yard line, North Sanpete with a 1st and 10. Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us at strata.tv on the web or streaming. Also links from KSL, Des News, and Utah High School Athletics Association. And, of course, this is being streamed to North Sanpete fans as well. Thanks for joining us as you get 3 yards on that run.
Closing on midfield there. It'll be 2nd and 6 now.
10:40 clock running just before midfield. And 2nd and 7, that's a good place to be.
Brady coming up to the line of scrimmage. Larson and Applegard in the backfield.
Look how wide these receivers are, trying to take these cornerbacks out of the play as they do go right up the middle.
Applegard hit hard that time by Carson, number 55.
Looks like they got a half a yard before being shoved into the backfield. It's going to be 3rd and 6.5. See how wide those receivers are, just trying to go up with a lead block or a blast, but the offensive lineman loses his position to that D lineman who's able to get a hand on him and make that stop. 9:55, clock rolling.
3rd and 7. Still 13-7 if you're just joining us. I'm Brian Nielsen alongside Brian Baldwin here at Union High as they're hosting the visiting Sanpete Hawks.
Nice little play action.
I think he got his hands under it.
He did, but that's going to be 3 yards short, 4th and 3, but that's inside the 50, so now it's a tough decision right here. Doesn't look like they're in a rush to send out a punting team.
Was finally able to connect with his receiver that time. Wasn't able to do that in the second quarter. Connects with Sorensen. Only a completion about 5 yards, but just a couple yards short of the first.
They're sending in a power crew. It's going to be 4th and 2 as they give him a favorable spot right there.
Talon Wadless, the big fullback, comes in. He's probably going to lead block for Applegard.
So we do tight end left. And a give off the guard.
Oh, and he's stuffed. I'm going to see where they can spot this because he was stuffed hard.
Yeah, they are going to have to measure this. If the nose is not quite to the line, I believe he did not get it. Yep, this is a turnover on downs.
I think so.
They may come out and measure it as the clock stops at 8:46. They are going to come out and measure it just because they have to. Well, they don't get the replay we do. It looks like that is kind of a favorable spot for the Cougars.
Yeah.
As you see on the replay,
Number
it looks
13,
like
Sorensen was upset. He was asked by the referee if he wanted the chains mark. He's pointing and saying, well, let's mark it up there where he was down. Well, they weren't able to give it to him, so it's a turnover on downs.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a gamble you take sometimes, but you're in Union territory, so Union still has a 55-yard field with a 1st and 10.
Winterton shotgun, Nick Smith. Oh, bad snap. Winterton, get on the ball.
Oh, Nick, Winterton got that. Not Jeff, what's his name?
Winterton, Ty?
Ty, there's so many Wintertons. There's a few up here in the press box with us, and there's Wintertons all over the place. A loss of 10 yards on that, though. It's going to be 2nd and 20. You're going backwards, Union. 8:26, clock rolling.
Hard time handling that ball. He'll bring the play in. Got Marrera and Latui to the near side. Winterton by himself. Horrocks, Nick Smith.
Look at the 5 wide right here.
On the far side. And they're bringing some heat here. Number 35 showing blitz.
Screen.
A quick screen to Horrocks.
He's broken it. Look at that. One guy to beat. No one's even within 10 yards of him. Touchdown, Union. Look at this.
Great play.
They spread out 5 wide, and so they naturally, there is a flag on the field, so this will be coming back. But they have 5 wide, which means they want to invite you to blitz. See, the blitzers come up, and this slot man's just going to slide right underneath right there. Look at that. That's 5 people he already beat. And look at the block in the back right there at the 40. It looks like that's what the call is, but now they're calling it the 48.
Stupid when it's so far away from the play.
Yeah. Well, you've got to remember, and I remember a coach one time against Provo. I was so excited my guy had broken. He was going down the sideline, and I was the last blocker ahead of him. A guy was 10 yards behind him, and I'd just go and knock him out of bounds as hard as I could, just excited. I didn't get a penalty, but because it was a legal hit, really. The guy was still before the end zone, yada, yada, yada. But my coach got so mad at me. And that coach still coaches in various different sports in the state for Orem High. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad that he yelled at me, because that's just not, sometimes that's not always a good thing to do. If you're 10, 20, 15 yards away from the play, sometimes it's not good to even throw a block if you can.
2nd and 20 now. Oh, kind of a blown play. He throws it up to... Oh, there's a pass. There was nowhere close to being caught.
You know what?
Everett Miller there.
And this is going to be called probably PI or holding. The receiver didn't have a clue where the ball was. The defensive back didn't have a clue where the ball was. But they're going to call PI right here.
He was 15 yards away from anybody.
I don't like this. It should, if anything, it should be a holding penalty. He's just keeping his arms on him. He's not really holding him. The ball's not anywhere close to him. In high school, they don't care, though. In the NFL, it'll be pass not even close, or whatever the sign over the head is. Yeah. In high school, it doesn't matter. If you do have that contact and they see it and they want to call it, then they will. This is still not a first down, though, for Union.
Yeah, even with that.
With a 15-yard penalty, still not going to be a first down. It's going to be a 2nd and 4. I would have let that go if I were the ref, but I'm not. So.
Ty Winterton in the shotgun formation. Kind of a high snap, gives it off to Nick Smith and hit immediately.
Loss of 3 yards right there.
3:52 that time with the tackle. Matt Wilson attributed with that.
I'll tell you what, North Sanpete's very tough up the middle, and look at that. You can't do anything when you're handing off 3 yards in the backfield and the defensive linemen are already there. 7:23, clock rolling.
3rd and 5. Ball spotted at midfield.
Western Petroleum may have a new name, but they're still the same great company you can rely on. They've always been a great sponsor of VTV Sports. They are now Pilot Logistics. Here's the 3rd and 6. 3rd and 5 or 6.
Winterton looking downfield. Latui just underthrows him.
That's just that scissor, just the scissor route again. Latui, the inside guy, the slot man, he does a corner, or kind of an out corner, and then the outside guy does a little post. Watch how the outside guy just kind of cuts in. Latui comes out from underneath, and the ball doesn't quite lead him. Yep.
4th down, they'll bring on the kicking team.
7:02, clock stopped. We'll see what they do. Right at midfield. I don't think
watch this ball. It's going to hover right in the air.
There. Oh, look at that spiral, though. That's how you
cut through the wind.
Yep, out of bounds.
Applegarth gets out of bounds.
All right, so 1st and 10, North Sanpete. Applegarth just maybe a yard return before he was going to get clobbered. He was on the run catching that just like a pass. Like we said, that was a spiral.
Yeah, that's the only way to cut through that wind.
18 is where they mark it. So 1st and 10, 6:54.
This game brought to you by Moon Lake Electric, in operation since 1938. Owned by the people they serve, Moon Lake is a cooperative, not privately owned. Find and like them on Facebook. Moon Lake Electric.
That offensive tackle on the left side is eligible. This is probably a running play, though. Doubles right with a tight end on the right as well, and they're running that direction.
Yeah, hit that.
2nd and 9.
Gain of about 1 on the play.
Yeah, you pretty much know it's going the other direction unless it's some sort of trick play. You can see 78 was on the end of the line, so he's technically an eligible receiver. That run just gets 2 yards. 2nd and 8.
6:30 left in this 3rd quarter. Scored 13-7 in favor of the Union Cougars.
Extended huddle here.
I think so far this has been a game of big plays.
They better get a playoff. They've got 2 seconds.
Timeout.
And there's a timeout right there.
Brady will call timeout.
So a timeout on the field with 6:10. And I'll tell you what, North Sanpete's got to decide what they're going to do. They're still only down 6. I mean, this game can go either way. The first time these two teams met, August 29th, in the heat, I'm sure, was Union 23 and North Sanpete 21. Just a 2-point victory. And the other team that either of these teams is on a crash course to face next is Juab. Now, North Sanpete lost to Juab 41-13 on October 3rd, but the Union Cougars also lost to them in a heartbreaker 18-17. And so Union would love a rematch with them, as would North Sanpete. Juab just kind of waiting the winner of this game. The reason this game is played on Saturday as opposed to last night was because, number one, North Sanpete had to play a play-in game against Richfield Tuesday this week, which they did win.
Yeah, it's been a game of big plays. You know, there's been smash mouth football for the most part, but just big plays. Fortunately for North Sanpete, that last big play was brought back with a holding play call. But for the most part, just smash mouth in the trenches there.
Standard power I, but a fake. The lefty quarterback is in trouble, and he is in more trouble.
16 that time, drags him down from the backfield.
5-yard loss.
Troy there, Ta'oalu.
It's hard to take a lefty to his right like this. Watch, he gives the fake, and it's just supposed to be a simple play-action rollout. But he's a left-handed quarterback, and he's got to turn his whole body. But there's so much penetration there by the defensive lineman that he has nowhere to go, and a shoestring tackle 5 yards in the backfield puts number 5 down on the ground. 5:36, clock rolling.
3rd and 12 now. Brady in the shotgun. Looking to pass, got Larson to help protect. Oh, but getting hard by West Norfolk. Shakes the first one.
Wow.
Oh, but finally brought down.
They just, Union Cougars can get in there at will. That's the only problem that I see right now with the North Sanpete offense.
Fly to the ball.
Yeah, let's see how many go in. They've got 4 down linemen. It's like the replays, they're having a little trouble there with the L&L replay, but you can see 4 down linemen, and they're just teeing off.
Deep in their own territory. They're definitely going to punt away this time. Not even going to show a fake.
And that's, oh, look at the wind take that one. 34-yard line going backwards as he catches it. And tackled even further back.
30.
Wow, nice play by the, that's a, from where he punted that, that's 65 yards.
Everett Miller and Jorgensen is the one to tackle him.
Well, if you ever wondered if, I mean, we've talked about it all day, but if you ever wondered if this wind is playing a role, look where he punted that. Look where they ended up catching it. That's 60-plus yards.
Yeah, it's pretty stiff out there right now. But the 1st and 10 now. Cougars will take over on their 30-yard line. Zach Roll in the quarterback position.
They've got that wing back shotgun formation. Not wing back, what is it? I said it right earlier. 5 yards on the run there. Wishbone. That's what it is.
I've heard a wing T, and I've heard wishbone. It's wherever you play, it's called something different.
Yeah, if everybody just ran the I in 5 wide, man, that'd be really easy. But when it's a shotgun wishbone, you never know what's going to happen there.
2nd and 5.
Just one receiver and one tight end out there.
Rolling the shotgun. A man to each side. Give it to Nick Smith out this right side. Waits for a minute and then just pushes it up. 52 lost his helmet, but still didn't deter him from piling on.
It's going to be a 3rd and 1. Looks like they're just trying to go with their strength. They're just going with Nick Smith. They're not trying to pass. You know, passing in this wind can be dangerous.
They had one guy come out and 2 guys came in.
2, 4, 6, 8,
they got too many
10,
players.
12. Yes, they
There's
do.
A flag on the,
and they still can't stop them. With 12 players on the field, Nick Smith is breaking through inside the 36-yard line, and I'll tell you what, the refs didn't even throw a flag.
Yeah, and they're bringing in another lineman, so they're going to have 13 on the field now.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 1 goes off. They've got 12 on the field, and no one knows it. They have 12 on the field. A first.
They're calling a timeout.
Yeah, there you go. 2, let me count again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
They got away with it, but
that was observant, man.
We'll get 3:58 left in this 3rd quarter, 13-7. We'll have a timeout and be right back after word from our sponsors.
Are you a busy mom like me with so little time, juggling so many different things that getting your oil changed is the last thing on your mind? You won't believe this. Head to L&L Express Lane. You don't need an appointment. There's a place for your kids to play, and you can use an iPad with Wi-Fi while you wait. And here's the best part. It's all done under 30 minutes or less. Come and see us at L&L's Express Lane. People you know. People who care.
Welcome back to Union High School, 13-7, the Cougars over the Hawks of North Sanpete. And we just saw an interesting sequence of plays where North Sanpete was forced to take a timeout. Union Cougars actually ran one play with 12 defenders on the field, and then they were doing a hurry-up to try to catch them again. The rest never noticed.
You know, the Seahawks are known for their 12th man. They're at home. North Sanpete was taking that literally. Yeah. And played with 12.
Well, they're on the road, so they don't have their 12 man. But right there, Union does go off, or a false start, so it's a 5-yard penalty on the Union Cougars. It's going to be 1st and 15. 3:58 still on this third quarter clock. Now, if you like our replays, they're from L&L Motor. People you know, people who care. You can like them on Facebook and be entered to win their drawings. Here we go with the
Zach Roll giving it up to Nick Smith around the far side. He's going north and east and west. Oh,
well
tries and man, he's hit. If you don't hit him low, he'll just carry you with him for 2 more yards.
Yeah, that's the thing. You grab a hold and you hang on until you have help. That's what you've got to do. Look at this room. They're all stuff in the middle, and the only one to come up is that cornerback to really hold on. Look at literally holding on with the jersey until somebody could come, and Nick Smith would have gladly dragged him to the end zone with him.
Seeley attributed with the tackle that time. 2nd and 11 now for the Cougars. Winterton back in.
3:23 counting, third quarter. And now they go with more of a standard shotgun formation, doubles left, single wide right. But Nick's on the left side of Winterton.
He's going to fake the dive. Oh, and he's got pressure.
35
in for the tackle that time.
It's like he was trying to go to that deep post.
Lane Cook flew in and just grabbed the Winterton's ankle, waited for help.
Loss of 5 on the play brings up 3rd down and
so it's going to be 3rd and 15. If you look, this bottom receiver looks like he's going on a deep post, and that's kind of where maybe the post on the other side is where Ty Winterton was looking, but he gets sacked. 3rd and 15. Doubles right, doubles left. Nick Smith in the backfield with Winterton and shotgun. 2:37 counting.
3rd and 15. Horrocks in motion. He's looking down. He has a guy open.
Short.
Marrera.
Sometimes.
Kips up. Oh, I think it's intercepted.
No, it's incomplete.
Oh, I was going to say it looked like 84.
Well, this was underthrown, and I thought it was actually a pretty good underthrow. Watch how the cornerback's behind him, and cornerback's not aware where that ball is, but he did come out of. No, he got the one
like,
left.
No, I guess they were out of bounds. I was going to say it looked like Seeley stripped it away from him, but he had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah, so it's incomplete overall. I thought maybe the left foot of the receiver for Union came down first before that right foot. So Union will have to punt. A 4th and 15, 2:25. Clock stopped.
Kick it low.
And
the wind will push it down.
Stops right there at the 15. Look at that. So 1st and 10, Sanpete, North Sanpete for a possible game tying or game leading drive, but they haven't had much success moving the ball this half especially. But for the most part, the whole game, North Sanpete has struggled. And Union recently has struggled.
Plagued with penalties that first half, and now we'll see if they can't pull something together here. 2:15 left in the third quarter, trailing 13-7.
Back to throw, just a straight drop. Nice pass play. Look at that. He's got some room to run.
And look at him take off.
43-yard line is where they're going to finally get him down. That's a good play. That's a 28-yard play. Watch this, just a quick, simple drag underneath. Look at that. Take out the linebackers. Boom. Wide open. That's the kind of passing play they needed right there near midfield.
1st and 10 now for the Hawks.
Hey,
like to thank Select
right
Rentals.
Here. See, guys. Here, I'll bring in the wind for a second. See us, guys.
We're in the right chicken coop.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Select Rentals for bringing the aerial footage tonight.
Not a bad play there either, but it was just a little overthrown. Clock stops at 1:44.
Seeley there with the incomplete, overthrown that time. 2nd and 10.
Watch this, just a quick, you go up and you just kind of do an in route behind the linebackers. That's actually a really good play, more like a post right there. That's a good play, just the quarterback could not hit this spot right there. So a 2nd and 10.
Brady under center, and Larson and Applegarth in the backfield. Gives it up to Applegarth.
5 yards, not a bad play right there. So it's going to be a short 3rd and 5. closer to midfield.
Just smash mouth football there, down in the trenches, right off that guard, like you said. Minute 28 left in this third quarter. Hawks trailing by 6.
They get if they get to less than 4th and 2, I think they may try to do a little rugby style, maybe possible fake in this situation. But I'm sure they're not thinking that far ahead. They're wanting a first down right here. 3rd and 5.
Brady faking. Oh, he's got pressure. He's forced to throw, but hit right as he kicks it there by Latui.
It's a good pass play, though. 3 yards right there, and it will be about 4th and 2 at midfield. So now they get to think about things a little bit, sending in the punt team right away, but they're definitely, in my mind, I would give my punter the option to run it here. So it's going to be a 4th and 2. Look at that tackle, though. I mean, you get the momentum to make that hit at midfield and then drive them 7 yards back. 38 and counting. Here they go. And they've got that whole wide field. Look at the Union Cougars.
The right side?
They got the whole wide field to the punter's side.
Yeah, I was going to say he's going to go. Oh, there he goes already in motion. To the right side, looking, finally gets rid of it. The ball's going to take a bounce. Oh, get away from that ball.
Look at that. Stop it right there at the 2. Perfect. That was perfect play all around for North Sanpete. The punter took a chance to look, then he punted. Watch this. He even started moving before the snap. The snap was planned to lead him to the right a little bit, but Union was there and ready.
That wind helped him push it the rest of the way down.
Well, good news for the Cougars is they will have that wind at their backs when the 4th quarter is here.
Man, I almost thought that Miller was going to pick it up right there. But
down to the 2. Look at that. 13-7. All right, 16 seconds left. 3rd quarter. We're just about in the 4th quarter. Just like that, Brian. This has gone by fast.
Well, we've seen Union dig themselves out of deeper holes than this. A game that we brought earlier this season, they went 99 yards for a touchdown off of Nick Smith.
Probably in 2 plays, right? Oh, a fumbled snap. That is not good.
Don't down. Oh,
that's a safety for North Sanpete, and they will get the ball back. 10 seconds on the clock, and North, just like that, it is a 4-point game, 13-9, and that is the worst case scenario. That's why it helps to have a good punter.
Bad snap, and you can't get on it because it's an automatic safety if you do. So he picks it up, Nick Smith, and probably the first time he's been tackled on the first initial contact, and unfortunately, because he was brought down for a safety.
Wow,
so
safety action.
9-13, 10 seconds left in this third, and the North Sanpete will get the ball back right now.
Oh, and they're going to have great field position because you can kick off from this situation or you can punt it. But if you punt, you know the wind's going against you. If you kick off, same thing. So they may actually kick it here and try a squib kick, just get it down as far as they can. In any case scenario, I think that North Sanpete's going to have the ball about midfield to the 40-yard line on their side of the field. So great field position to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there even an option to onside? But it's way too deep to even consider that, because if you fail to get the ball back, you give North Sanpete great field goal position, so you want to kick it as far as you possibly can.
I'm not sure if an onside, that's one thing I've always wondered. I'm just not sure, though, if an onside is legal in this case. I believe it's not, because this is where you really do just have to kick it. So we'll see where this happens. I bet you they just try to keep it as low to the ground and squib it as much as they can right here from the 20-yard line, kicking off, following. Yep, there you go.
Line drive, try to stay under that wind. Nobody picks up the ball. Finally fielded about the 35-yard line by Applegarth.
He's past midfield just like that. Oh, he's going to return it.
The races.
North Sanpete is going to take the lead. Any flags? I see no flags. North Sanpete is leading the game as the clock expires at the end of the third. North Sanpete up 15-13. They could go up by a field goal.
There was no way that was a design play, but it gave Applegarth the time he needed and his blockers the time to establish a wall, and he took advantage of it.
Well, look, they do the wedge right there. They've got 4 people on a wedge.
They just seal them all to this side.
Yeah, look at that. Wow, nice return there by North Sanpete. 15-13 the score with the PAT pending. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter as soon as this kick goes through.
Snap, the kick is up. And looks like it to the left.
Missed, yep. Yeah. 15-13 the score at the end of at the end of the 3rd quarter. We're going to be back with 4th quarter action. North Sanpete making this real interesting. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Strains and sprains are common injuries, especially when exercising or playing sports. Falling, twisting, or getting hit can cause a strain or a sprain. Symptoms may include pain, swelling, or being unable to move a joint or muscle. Treatment usually begins with resting the injured body part and applying ice to reduce pain and swelling. Severe strains or sprains may require more extensive treatment, including surgery or physical therapy. For more information on strains and sprains, visit our website at ashleyregional.com.
Tired of fast food insurance plans? At the Advisor Group, we specialize in financial planning, retirement, life, health benefits, home, auto, and commercial insurance. We are your one-stop firm that delivers the solution for your personal and professional needs. The Advisor Group. Service you will recognize.
Well, we are here for the start of the fourth quarter at Union High School. Brian Baldwin, Brian Nielsen. Union had the lead basically from the get-go. Their second drive of the game, they went down and scored relatively quickly. Or it was their first drive of the game for Union. That's right. Since then, Union had the lead until the final second of the third quarter. Now we're starting the fourth quarter with North Sanpete kicking off a 15-13 lead.
Get up there, field the ball.
You can see that ball is not going anywhere against. Oh, no,
no.
That's an onside kick, everybody.
Oh, no, the ball's still coming out. 17. Get out of the.
Oh, man.
Big number 17 wasn't used to catching the ball.
No, we're a little bit of coaching right now, and we're a little bit of announcing. But, oh, man, this is insane. Watch how this ball bounces. It is not a good kick.
I thought Sanpete was on it right here, and the ball squirts out again.
Oh, this is just where you jump on it, guys.
Football volley highlight relay.
6-yard line is where it's finally out of bounds, and this is not a good situation for Union. They're way back in their own territory again. They're marking them out at the 6. First and 10 Union, 11:54 on this clock in the fourth quarter, and now they're feeling the pressure because they are down to a team they beat earlier this year.
Showing pass. They got trips to the near side. He's going to give it to Nick Smith, who's got the blockers, Latui and company, and he's going to rumble for almost a first down.
About 6 or 7 yards, but I'll tell you what, one thing that I've noticed a change in North Sanpete, I'm going to be honest, when this game started, I thought North Sanpete was so overwhelmed and was not going to be able to stop this Nick Smith, but they have shown me something since that end of that first quarter that they are willing to go out there and stop this guy. Look at the 5 wide right here.
Trips to the far. He's got Nick Smith. He's going to give it to him. Same play, but to the far side this time. He's got a first.
He's got the open field. He's dangerous there to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for Union. All the replays here on VTV brought to you by Illinois Motor. People you know, people who care. You can become their fan and like them on Facebook to be entered to win some of the cool prizes. They are giving. You said they were giving away a car or something?
Yeah, down there they got a car that's going to be given away. You can get tickets at any sports event, and then I thought they were going to at the end of the season, but they're going to actually go to the end of the year, and they're going to give that give the car away.
3 wide left. Nick Smith just using those wides as blockers. Look at him in the open field. You can see the momentum and the motivation up by Union right
just
now.
Lowers that head and that shoulder. He plows forward. Nick Smith that time with the carry.
You can see the receiver's only job there is to find someone and hit him. Oh, look at Lutui. Oh, just knocked that guy down. That's a pancake block. We used to get stickers in high school for doing that.
Yeah. I don't see any stickers in this high school anymore.
No, we did them. I think they had them at UN a few years ago, but they haven't done them since. 2nd and 3.
Ty Winterton, the shotgun, Nick Smith in the backfield with him. Oh, kind of a blown play and tough defense that time on the Hawks side.
It gets to the point where Union's like, well, it's North Sanpete saying to Union, if you guys aren't going to throw, then we're going to send 6, 7 people in there. And we're just going to go one-on-one, which is not a bad idea with the wins like this. Why not send 7 people every time if you think they're going to give it to Nick? But then you got to be careful.
The Cougars do have the advantage of the win in this field position there in the fourth quarter. Going the other way, I'd say no way, but
here's Nick in the middle slot on the right side.
They're showing a man in a blitz.
There's the screen.
Horrocks on the reception. Find a man, but it's going to be short of the first down.
4th and 1.5 coming up. Now, this is what I was saying. If you do send 7 people, then that's where Union's going to have to spread the ball out. They only send 2. 2 stay back with their blockers, and the rest of North Sanpete actually stays pretty well disciplined right there on defense.
Bringing in the kicking team, but 4th and 1. I don't know. Do you go for a fake here?
Oh, it's still just the beginning of the
4th, and you're
quarter.
Trailing by 2 points.
9-12 and counting.
Pretty
so
deep.
They're going to blow
Looks
the
like
play dead. 9-10.
Yeah, it's going to be a timeout on the North Sanpete's side. We'd like to thank the advisor group, financial planning benefits package, insurance or retirement plans. We have a specialized team to help meet your needs. We are the firm of firms.
So timeout on the field. Yes, this is a situation where if you have faith in your defense, which I think they should, really the only problem that Union has had is giving up the safety. That they were pin deep. The only other problem they had was giving up the kick return.
Yeah, the kick return.
You have enough faith in, you should have enough faith in your defense right here to be able to punt it away, and
back.
Especially where you can have the wind this time with you. Yeah. So 4th and 1.
We'll see, though. North Sanpete is the one that called the timeout, so they're obviously questioning whether there might be a fake, too.
Well, you know, Winterton's a right-handed quarterback, and he's also their punter. So put the pressure on the left side of the line so that he can't move that way. Let's see if that's what they do. Looks like they're just going to play straight up.
Just from that fake snap, they weren't showing a fake. Yeah, look at that wind take that ball.
So if you thought Winterton was a bad punter earlier, you can see the effects the wind had. That's going to be down at the 12-yard line. You want me to do the math?
To get it.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 3-yard punt in the air. Plus the 10 yards behind the line. That's over 60 yards. And we've seen 60-yard punts from both punters today.
Wind's pretty stiff. What do you think, 25 mile an hour maybe?
I don't know. They're begging me to shut this door every time it opens now. I'm sitting and
blowing all the papers
I'm actually
around.
having a hard time shutting the door. Whew. Yeah, I'd say that there it goes open again.
It's a revolving door.
I know.
1st and 10 now for the Hawks.
All right, this is where you have the faith. And you know what? You play the field position game.
Applegarth out, and he's rocked.
Look at that. Yeah, you play the field position game. You know that they're not going to be able to punt in this situation. So if Union can stop them without getting 1 first down, then you know you're getting the ball about midfield or even closer. Or you have a chance to return
Great job by the defense. Making, the corner and everybody, defensive end, stops the run and then waits for help as everybody comes. And that's where the tackle occurred, was from the help.
All right, so 2nd and 10. Their own 13, the Hawks. We've seen so many high-paced offense this year, so it's kind of almost weird to see them actually huddle up nowadays.
Hurry up.
All right, so they've got the eye with what would be the tight end out there in the slot.
Brady under center. He's going to Applegarth right up the middle, who has a hole, gain about 5 on the play.
That's not a bad
just
play.
Pop it, like you said, just march slow, take the time off the clock. 8:02 left in this 4th quarter, where the Hawks are now leading by 3, 15-13.
Just a good run between the tackles. Keep those legs moving. You get a couple extra yards if you do that.
They take their time bringing the ball in. Tonight's game brought to you by Strata Networks. Strata Networks is proud to partner with VTV to provide tonight's game. Leading telecommunication provider in the Uinta Basin.
We had a Duchesne score. What is that, 20? 21-13 Kanab over Duchesne. Oh, look at that pressure right there.
Bringing the heat there, number 3, Bertosh. On the sack. Well, they'll bring in the punting team. Like you said, they had faith in their defense, and it paid off for them. 7:13 left in the 4th.
And even if you don't get something on this drive, then punt it away again and keep pinning them back and further back, and then eventually you'll be in position for a field goal, which would win it at this point.
Coach Labram telling his men to scoot up. Everett Miller was deeper, and he had him scoot up 10 yards because of the wind.
Oh, look at that punt. It's going to be at the 40-yard line. He gets on it. That's smart.
Wow.
You just save a yard right there. But 40-yard line is where the Union Cougars are going to start. Just a 40-yard field. And really, if you get down within the 20 anywhere, you could probably – look at this ball. It doesn't go 3 feet off the ground. If you get within the 20, this is field goal position. Look at that ball.
Well, then he also, that's kind of smart because, you know, if it does hit any Cougars, then it's a live ball when it goes through that line. But they'll take over now, 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line for the Cougars.
Give it
as
to
they
Nick.
trail by 2.
This is where you can just run the time and, oh, they're going to throw. Look at that.
Oh man, and he's rocked hard.
Dangerous throw right there. 6:40 as the clock stopped.
Number 35, Lane Cook, comes in and rings Winterton's bell.
On the LNL replay, it's just a quick slant right here with, looks like an out, trying to create some sort of confusion in the defense and just overthrown. But there's safeties who are in position to pick those off sometimes.
Winterton brought off, as well as most of that Latui and Horrocks. They'll bring in that secondary or that second option offense with Zach Roll at the helm.
Nick Smith, 8 yards. Look at him just rumble through there. That's a very fast 8 yards.
When he's determined, man, there's nothing. There's no juking. There's no jiving. He'll just plow everybody over.
6:27 rolling. 4th quarter.
3rd and about 3 now. Ball spotted on the 32-yard line. Up the middle, Nick Smith.
First down and more.
And 5 more than that.
This is looking like the first quarter when they couldn't stop Nick Smith.
Well, just a different offensive set here with Zach Roll at the quarterback.
He just sees that hole
and he just more blocking is basically what it amounts to is he has 2 more blockers, and that's all Zach needed, or Nick needed, to gain 5 yards a pop. So 5:54 marching, and they got to get in the end zone before they run out of time, and they're looking like they will if they go in at this pace.
Yeah, this is where you just grab a hold of your tailback and you say, do you want to win? Then you guys block for this dude. We're just going to give it to him over and over again. And that's what they're doing. Who cares if the clock is rolling to this point? You have the momentum, 5:32 and counting.
They're on the ball as soon as the ball is spotted. Zach Roll going to each offensive lineman, giving him the play, going back to set. Oh, showing Nick Smith and a quick, and he tips it into his hands and he's in. Ah, man, number 11 tips the ball, Zach Lee, and it was short until the tip, and it was just enough. Was it Bertosh, number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bertosh.
Dangerous play, though. Watch this.
Watch, it's short, and it almost intercepted just what he needed to get in.
Dangerous play.
That was a broken play from the beginning. It was a fake to Nick Smith. Are they going for 2? They're bringing them in.
Well, let's do the math. 19-15. Yeah, you want to get up by. Well, no, it doesn't matter if you go for 1 or 2
5,
here
6
anyway.
Is all.
Yeah, right here it doesn't matter if you're up 4, 5, or 6. They will need a touchdown to win.
They're going for 2.
But if you get 6, then they can miss that extra point and
miss a field goal and still.
Yeah. So here it doesn't matter what happens here. North Sanpete would still have to score a touchdown.
Nick Smith, but he's wrapped up and it's no good. So 19-15, the Cougars go back up by 4. 5:13 left in the 4th quarter. And just like that, the Cougars are back up.
Yeah, but that's excellent defense up the middle. They knew where the ball was going that time, and that's why they did the play action on the touchdown. It was a little confusion in the backfield where the quarterback for Union nearly lost his position and made a bad throw, but the play action was set up by the fact that they had gone to Nick, and then North Sanpete was thinking they're going to go to Nick here too.
Yeah,
and they're pretty tough on that defensive line for North Sanpete.
Tonight's game brought to you by Ashley Regional Medical Center. Ashley Regional now has a neurology services in Vernal. Dr. Thomas Buchanan, board certified neurologist, will be seeing patients in Vernal and Roosevelt. Call him at 789-1820 for an appointment.
5:13 as Union prepares to kick off here. Right in the wind. This is where I tell you what, the decisions at the beginning of each half on who goes which direction is so important on days like today. Even more important than who gets the ball win.
I imagine this one going through the uprights.
He puts it up into the wind, and it carries it to the 4.
Applegarth filled it about the 4. Great job flying in that time.
Inside the 20.
Say number 16 that time. Wow, with the tackle. 5:08 still left. There's still lots of game left here. Still anybody's game. 4 points difference.
Starting to get overcast. This is the rainy stuff they were talking about. You can see the clouds just multiplying. Doubles right, singles left. Let's see what they do. Give to the fullback.
Right up the middle.
2 yards.
First time, Larson, number 40.
If North Sanpete's going to win this game, they need to score on this drive, and they need to take off as much time as they can on this drive, under 5 minutes and rolling. This is the moment where I'm sure the coaches' hearts are pounding. The North Sanpete's hearts are pounding. I'm calm as can be. But
everybody.
I'm just enjoying this great football game. Yeah, I'm enjoying this great football game right now. But this is the moment. These are the moments right now that is going to make or break a season.
Brady fakes twice, connects with his fullback, 85.
Great passing play. Great passing play. And I like how they're rolling to the left side with the quarterback's arm instead of going against it.
Wanless.
Watch the fullback just come out of the backfield and just do a quick arrow out. Boom, catch at those sticks and get a few more yards. 1st and 10, North Sanpete. Clock stopped at 4:26.
Bringing in a change of receivers. Brady will bring his men up to the line of scrimmage. Got double to the near, single to the far. Wanless in the backfield, as well as Applegarth.
Back to throw, look at this. Quick laser screen. There was a little blocking.
Zach Roll finally gets out of bounds.
Boy, that
was
guy
close.
on the Union sideline doesn't seem like he wants to throw a flag. He was obviously out of bounds when he got hit. Now look at this. Watch the blocking upfield. Yep. Or no, actually that's pretty good.
It just runs him off.
Yeah.
Zach Roll wasn't able to bring it down, and man, comes in fast. I'm trying to remember his number now. Horrocks. I've said his name 100 times tonight. Weston Horrocks come in flying in, but like I said, wasn't made full contact, so they didn't throw the flag.
At first glance, I thought maybe it was a block that continued out for 6 or 7 yards, but it wasn't. 4:18, clock stopped as we have a 2nd and 3. North Sanpete on the drive that's going to make this game pretty much. Throwing again. Screen, look at
pattern.
that.
Number 54 stayed home but wasn't able to wrap him up. It'll be good enough for a first down.
Problem was, though, that 3 people did keep going after the quarterback when it was obvious they had a straight lane. When you're a defensive lineman and you're hardly touched, yeah, you have got to stop and turn around and see where that running back is. That was well played by North Sanpete for a first down. The 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
4:02, 4:01 left now, and that wind continuing to get stiffer.
But if you throw these short and sweet passes, then you're going to be okay.
Blow over our little booth here. Brady up the middle.
Oh, look at him break it. 50-yard line, 45, down to the 40, inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. And I'm thinking, you can imagine how the newspaper articles are going to read tomorrow if North Sanpete pulls this out. Facing a stiff wind, I mean, you could be so creative in telling the story, but look at them move this ball at the times when they need to move it, down by 4 and 3:36. And there's a timeout on the field. So 3:33, there is a timeout. Moon Lake Electric, in operation since 1938. They are owned by the people they serve, a cooperative, not privately owned, and they've been providing power to this area since 1938. You can also find them and like them on Facebook, Moon Lake Electric. Do we have a score from the Duchesne game? Last it was 21-13 in favor of Kanab.
We also like to thank all the high school administration, coaching staff, and their coordination in helping bring this tonight's game, make it possible. You can also pick up copies of tonight's game in North Sanpete or the Union side. You can contact VTV at www.vtvchannel6.com, or you can call them at 781-1902 to get copies of tonight's game in Blu-ray or DVD.
That'd be area code 435. North Sanpete area is probably that same area code, aren't they? 333, this is it. Facing a stiff wind, North Sanpete with a 1st and 10 at the 37 of Union. What a crazy end of 3rd, beginning 4th quarter we have had. And this is what playoff football is all about. I can imagine what that game was like on August 29th. where Union came away with just a 2-point win then. North Sanpete is definitely not rolling over.
Brady looking to pass.
Slant.
Oh, and hit hard there by Latui right as he caught it. The ball was bobbled, but not a bad throw.
No,
Brady has come out this second half and competed a majority of his passes, or at least got him within catching distance.
Latui's 7:41 left in the second half of the Duchesne-Kanab game, and it's tied up at 21. So 3:31 here. Quick incomplete pass there on that quick slant. Latui, you see him just kind of like, get out of here. Quit trying to throw my direction. That ball was a little bit behind that receiver. But I like these quick, short throws. 2nd and 10 now for North Sanpete.
Brady talking things over with Wanless, giving it to Applegarth right up the middle. Gain of about 5 on the play.
So it's going to be about 3rd and, I don't know, depends where they spot it, about 4-yard gain. So 3rd and 6, 3:20 and rolling. This is 4-down territory. Who cares?
Yeah. Got 2 more for sure.
This is
the
kind of
clock is going to be your biggest enemy right now.
This is kind of long for a 3rd down conversion at this point. Okay, Union fans know how important this is. They're on their feet.
They can get this. They can make a couple of first downs, and this game will be in the bag. But they got to get the ball back right here. Brady looking to pass again.
Look
has the pressure.
Fullback.
Oh, the fullback. And look at Latui coming in hard.
There you go. That's called playing hard on the field, and then just he wasn't getting up and
Watch this. Weston Horrocks comes in and makes him throw it a little premature, and then Latui makes him pay. Wanless. He's got to have 30 pounds on him.
That was not going to be a first down for North Sanpete, even if he did catch that. 2:48 clock stop, 4th quarter. Now, how many? I don't know how many timeouts they have. Do we have that up? 2, just 1 timeout for North Sanpete, it looks like, remaining in this game. So this is it. This is where the Uinta Basin Standard here covering this game. North Sanpete already driving the ball so far. Union's faced with a 4th down opportunity to stop them. Back to throw, North Sanpete.
He's got Horrocks. Oh, and just overthrows him.
Overthrows a wide open Apple.
Well, he heard footsteps. He heard Horrocks stomping on the door here, coming in from the backside, and it was just going to light up his backside.
Not anywhere near him. Not anywhere near him. Oh, man. 1st and 10 Union. And Union.
They got 2:44. Like I said, it's going to require a couple of first downs before they're able to run out the clock. So they got to get that first. But Coach Labor talking to his guys, hold on to the ball, keep it on the ground, and just march the clock off.
But you know they're probably not going to throw, so you got to get 8 people in the backfield there.
They got Roll back in. That worked on that last series to get this game back in their favor. They went with it again. Zach Roll giving up to Nick Smith.
Somehow, some way, finding the 1 hole up there with 8 people in the box. He gets 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
2nd and 4 now. Sanpete has got to stop them if they're in any hopes of getting this ball back. Zach Roll waiting every second.
Yeah, they're waiting until that back judge
starts counting off the 5.
This is where high school needs a play clock.
They really do.
I don't trust them at all. Those back refs. I think some of the time they're just like,
Nick Smith pushes everybody out of the way.
First down.
It's very close. I think it is. They're going to mark it a first down. Zach Roll roughed up a little bit. He was kind of a ping pong ball there. We watched this LNL replay. He kind of gets banged up as he goes in. The ball trying to be stripped away, and because of that, he's not able to get an arm underneath it, so he goes flat on his back, kind of gets the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
1:45 counting, 4th quarter. Union waiting every second. It's a 1st and 10, so this really, honestly, is it.
Yeah, came back to that big defensive stance there. Nick Smith, it rumbles for another 6. Nick roughed up a little bit.
That kid has run hard today.
He's their workhorse.
1:18 counting.
A little upset with that defensive lineman who brought him down there. Kind of pushes his leg into him after he's already on the ground.
Well, we've seen that from both sides today. That's just a little bit of intensity, and I don't know. That's football.
Turpin.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's not good, but in this case, you can understand North Sanpete's a little
56
upset.
seconds here. Nick Smith again. He's taking it to the hip this time.
Is this where you call your timeout? This is it right here.
Yeah, they got it on the.
It's going to be 3rd and 6.
Maybe they're not. They're going to wait for one more.
32 seconds and counting. And they're getting their fans up on their feet.
32 seconds left. Zach Roll in the shotgun. Barring a bad snap or a fumble, this game is in the bag.
Down to 15, 14, 13. Union's calling it. Union wins. 19-15, the final score here at Union High School. North Sanpete makes it just as close as the last time these two teams met, but both times Union comes out on top. Next week, though, Union at Weber State. It's going to be Saturday at 4 p.m., and VTV is going to have your coverage of that game live from Weber State University on the same turf that Duchesne won their championship game last year. It's always fun for the kids to go up to those college stadiums and have those games. Union, though, must face a team that they just lost to by 1 point in a heartbreaker, 18-17. That game was at Juab. This time, at least, it is on a neutral field.
They're going to be hungry, too, for that revenge.
Wow, did you hear the gust of wind?
We better get out of here before this place blows down on us.
It does. All right, if you want to see the other game that's going on, Duchesne versus Kanab at Duchesne High School, there's 5 minutes left, and it's 21-21 in that game. That is also a stream brought to you by VTV. Go to strata.tv to check out that game. As far as this one, it's over, 19-15. Union over North Sanpete. Brian Baldwin.
For Brian Nielsen, thanks, folks, and we'll see you. Hopefully we can bring you to the next game as the playoffs continue. For all of us here at Strata Networks, thank you and have a good night.
VTV Channel 6. Live high school football coverage. Presented by L&L Motor. Ashley Regional. The Advisor Group. Moon Lake Electric. Pilot Logistics. And Strata Networks.